Here we go again. Good start, good start. This music is such a vibe. Makes you feel good. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Slowly ticking away. Two. Hmm. Oh, the 6 just needs 1. There you go. Hmm. Almost done with this region. The in-game soundtrack is such a vibe. Don't even need radio. Rustin, welcome back, my dude. How have you been? It's once again like, feels like 100 degrees. You know, nighttime falls and I'm gonna just chip away at the challenge again. For us, I'm doing just fine. Today was the day, the 1 day a week that I have to commute to work. That's also always extra tiring. Very doable. Just, you know, such a drag. Who doesn't love public transit, right? Although I got lucky today. Everything arrived and went on time. It's a luck issue if you don't make it. Yeah, I'm an engineer, but we have to have these meetings, right? Make sure we're all on the same page, and you know, most of the times we do that online, but sometimes we do it in person. Also, it's always nice to see my colleagues again in face to face. On top of that, we have beers. We have a couple of beers at the end of the workday to celebrate. So there's a good reason to show up. Good reason. The best reason. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I'm close to this one now. All right. One more. We've got a bag of coins. Hell yeah. Green for a beer now. You should try. I mean, if you're watching a stream, you're not really drinking alone. I've switched back to energy drinks again, though. Oh my god. We should celebrate whether or not an axolotl. Definitely. Do we have an axolotl? Holding a bag of cash. It sounds like something Bing Scope Pilot could do. Axolotl holding a bag of coins. Mosquito first, right? You slapped a mosquito? Let's go. All right, using DALL-E to generate a new axolotl for me. With the power of AI. Oh my god. You gotta see this thing. Oh, I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one. Hold on. Save image as. Put it in my downloads. Alright, time to add it. New picture. Now that's a fancy axolotl. Dude, this should be my profile pic. Very fitting. We'll all on the top, of course. It's kind of looking to the right though. We'll add it here. Yeah. Let's put the chat on top. Oh. Yeah, it can be behind. We can put it here. Business axolotl, dude. This one's holding the bag. That's my account manager. Well, let's see. This one's pretty close. We can earn another axolotl over here. Heck yes. Dude, I love some of the AI images you can generate with a funny prompt. Technology has advanced so far, and we're using it to generate pictures of wealthy axolotls. I think that's a proper advancement. Sad they nerfed AI. They did. Gotta put the reins on it. People always abuse any new technology that comes their way. Like back when we still had all of our phone numbers printed in a large book, a large registry, and no one abused it. It was just handy to have. And then it got abused. And now we don't have it anymore. It is. I use it, I use Copilot for programming a lot. Not Copilot from Bing or Microsoft, but GitHub's Copilot. You know, the OG Copilot, actually. Can use it to like autocomplete my my code, and it suggests better code when it's able. It's actually really handy. It's kind of like a, you know, like an extra pair of eyes, and someone who can type fast. Sometimes I know exactly what I need to type, but it's a long page of text. AI helps with that a lot. That's really cool. Also, it's definitely not replacing my job. It's just helping me. I think yesterday I tried completing this one as well, and I also didn't make any headway. Also correcting, yeah, sometimes yes. Although most of the times it's the AI that makes little mistakes and I need to correct it instead. Funny how that works. It's mostly because AI does not hold in like the whole context of the project you're working on, and also it's not like the AI tests its code, so it's always kind of like guessing what would work. Imagine writing code on paper. It's kind of like that. Like, you know, you can do it if you're good at it, but you can't test it because you wrote it on paper. It's not being compiled by you. That's kind of how AI sees code. It's like, well, this code usually works for other people. It has like a 90% success rate, which is not bad at all. It's just, you know, you still need to know how to program, is just all I'm saying. If you can't program, you can't really use AI to, you know, skip out on learning programming. It's true, like, so GitHub's AI, it takes code from public GitHub repositories. Well, that's fine, I guess, but there's also mistakes in online code. It's not all perfect. But I'm really being nitpicky here. It's just really handy to have, especially with like large repetitive tasks. I remember having to translate this internationalization page, right? You know, to make my app work in different languages. And like, I started typing out a certain new language, and it just picked up on what I was gonna do, and it typed the whole language for me. Typed out the whole thing without mistakes. That was pretty cool. So I didn't even ask for that, but that's really handy. Sometimes you get surprised by stuff like that, and you're like, wow, that just saved me a bunch of time. It's really cool like that. So yeah, it's green light for me. I fully accept the AI technology advancements. I'm all for it. I also know that current AI is not actually sentient. I know enough to know that it doesn't know shit. Yeah. It's weird how in some fields using AI is like a taboo of sorts, and then in other fields it's the greatest thing ever. Like coding being a good example of where using AI to help you is encouraged even. And then when making art, it's kind of like you gotta disclose it, or it's not ethical. And if you're writing something like a story or a research paper, you better not use any AI. That's prohibited. I've heard about this idea where in the future a lot of games will contain AI generated content. Like imagine like an NPC that just, you know, you can speak to as if it is an actual sentient being. And on the one hand, there's the people who are like, oh, that's gonna improve role playing. And then there's a lot of people who say like, oh, well, that's just lazy development. You know, I want a curated experience, not some AI generated mumbo jumbo. I'm not sure exactly where I fall on that one. I guess I'll have to see the end product first. I can imagine there being something cool done with it. Yeah, like I can imagine that role-playing is very Promising yet very broken. Because if your NPC is an AI, like, it doesn't really matter how many checks you put in place. People are gonna find a way to break it. 32%. Like, imagine just an NPC, and you can force that NPC to spoil you the end of the game. Because it knows. It's probably programmed to not tell you. But there's probably ways to circumvent it. You can pretend to be the game dev. Make it break character. Role-playing as the game developer. Making NPCs self-aware. Actually sounds like a good time. Real inventive ways to break the game. The prompt, yes. There's people even sell prompts right now. You want a high quality prompt to make some cool stuff happen? You can buy it. Instead of having to think about. You know, you can actually ask an AI for prompts. Yo, Mr. AI, give me a good, well thought out prompt to make you do a specific task that I am now describing to you. And it'll just give you a good prompt. Like a self-fulfilling task, basically. Thanks, Mr. AI. Now do it. Oh. Instructions were clear. Yeah, exactly. It's possible. It's like, what prompts work well on you? You can ask that. It'll tell you. Or at least it'll try to tell you. It might be wrong. Because, you know, AIs hallucinate a lot. But it's possible. Yeah, world's crazy. I'm just happy to be there for it. Imagine having missed out on the AI craze. It's like missing out on, you know, seeing the internet grow up. I don't know your age, Tristan, but I've slowly grown up together with the internet over the years. I've seen it when it was still in its infancy. It was still wholesome and innocent. Oh boy, look at us now. It was still just blogs and forums back then. Well, now it still is, but it's more than that. Although I'm not that old, I just really entered the space pretty early. I really want to like solve something on the side here, so I can then get into this one. Yo, Rupert Bunny, AI sucks. Hold on there, don't. You say that now, but one of the days an AI is going to show you that message. Say, what, mate? Care to explain yourself to me? We're purging the human race for any haters. And you're on the blacklist. You better be kind. We were talking about how AI helps me a lot while programming. Makes me program like almost twice as fast, maybe even more. There we go. Ooh. Roko's Basilisk. You know what AI is good for? This image right here. This here image. Oh yeah, we added one because there you go. We found this bag of cash laying around. Had to have a properly themed axolotl added to the bunch. At some point, we're gonna run out of screen space, but that's a problem for later. Business axolotl, yeah. He's my account manager. I agree, Rupert. It's quite the ethical problem, but at least I'm using it for good. At least I'm using it to make cute axolotls. I think whoever artist I just stole from is, at least it went to something good. So yeah, we were talking about that as well, like the ethics, but also just the usefulness of AI is a highly debated topic. It's taboo for some parts and it's not for others. For example, like I use GitHub Scope Pilot for programming, and it's based on all the publicly available GitHub repositories. That's ethically sourced training data, and it's actually quite useful. It's probably the best tool in my well, at the moment it's the best tool I got for programming. 1, 2. That works. In the end, I'm just along for the ride. Can't put the genie back in the bottle. You know, buying things off of AliExpress or Temu is also not ethical, yet it's not really stopping a lot of people. It's not really up to us to change it. I like this song. The in-game music is quite the bop. I still can't really break into this one. I'll go back on top. Yeah, I think for artists it's quite something. It's quite a conundrum indeed. See, the reason why I don't worry about it for helping with programming is because it actually helps me do my job more efficiently. It's not replacing my job at all. So in some fields, I can highly see how that is beneficial. Stuff for like detecting diseases on scans, stuff like that. Like in the medical field, very handy. Very good to have. But then there's something like something creative, like you know, having it replace jobs for like graphic design or stuff like that. Here's the thing, that you're never gonna get the curated experience that like a true artist can give you. You need a very specific thing. Prompts will not do it. At least not currently. But probably the one holding the bag of money does not see it that way. So that's why artists' jobs are on the line. And it makes the quality of whatever work that's being put in their place suffer from it. That's bad. Exactly. And yeah, in a way, like programming and learning programming has been copying code from others for a long time anyway. Need to make a specific thing work? Well, let's look at how someone else did the same thing. Copy that, but learn from it. That's a problem, right? That it all looks good. Makes it kind of a shame to lose it. Although we'll never really get rid of that one now. Because it's not, you know, as I said, the genie's out of the bottle. Can't put it back in. That's true. AI making itself filthy. And I think there's a whole lot of AI art these days. Kind of flooding everything. I was gonna say something else about it, but I forgot my train of thought while playing the game. It'll come back to me. But what it comes down to is, like, since we can't stop the advancement of AI right now, because even if there's like this universal you know, like law against, or we should stop for whatever reason, then just someone else is gonna pick it up again. So it's just all about how handling what we got now, making sure the right people are compensated for it. But that's something like legislation should do. It's something up, you know, it's not, that's way above my pay grade to solve. I wouldn't know how to begin doing that. But I don't know, like, think about it this way. If you make a piece of art, but you were inspired by something, you can say that, right? Like, you know, at the moment when you put pen to paper, like what you were inspired by. Like, I'm doing this Bob Ross-like painting. There you go. You add it to the credits. I don't really see why large language models can't expose their references like that when they got their output. Something like that might work. Any ideas how to solve a art copyright issues? Maybe solve world hunger while we're at it. I don't know. The thing is, it's not really the problem that people are signing it. Like, people are buying it. There's a demand for it. It's not really the fault of the seller, though. Like, the only fault is of the seller is that they might sell it under false pretenses, saying it's not AI art when it is. I don't know, I think you should let the market decide. The person who prompted the art holds no rights for the prompt created. I agree with that. That's like telling an artist to make something. And then he makes it, and then you take it and you're like, I made this. No, you didn't. No, hell, you know you didn't. It's like making a caricature artist make a caricature of you. And say, I was the prompt, so I own this now. I made this. That's stupid. When robots came in, people complained about their jobs being stolen. I don't think most people care then, besides the workers whose jobs were being replaced. Now AI is threatening artists' jobs. Little pink rim. That's probably not a hot take. So here's what changed in my life. It's different for artists, but as a programmer, I stopped writing a lot of basic code. I let AI do it for me, but I still have to prompt the AI to do it, and I still have to check the work, and I still have to know what steps are required in order to implement it. I didn't learn programming for nothing now that something else writes my code for me. I still apply my knowledge. And so, like, an artist could probably do the same thing. Use AI as a tool instead of, being afraid it replaces them. Just use it as a tool to enhance you. See, like, the thing being ethical or not ethical is something entirely different. That's like, that this might be a good hammer. It's a very good hammer to hammer nails. But it's made in like this sweatshop in China, so it's not really an ethically sourced hammer, but it's still a good hammer. It's like a different debate whether the tool is good or whether the tool is ethical. I guess in the end, like, people decide that stuff. And though it might shake up a lot of artists' jobs, it's also creating new artist jobs. It's just a shift. I'm not really afraid about that aspect of it. Just changes things around. When robots started replacing factory workers, we needed a lot of new mechanics to perform maintenance on those robots. It's still creating jobs in some way. Yeah, it's against copyright law. And yes, the law machine works slowly. That's not our fault, though. Neither is it the fault of the ones who created the AI. Yeah. Exactly. In fact, I have this tool in Photoshop, right? I can prompt Photoshop to fill in a piece of missing, like a missing piece of a picture, or to delete something in the background, stuff like that. I'm not creating an entire new piece of work. I'm just, touching up stuff in a way that's really easy to do when you're working with AI. Have to go soon tonight. Promise your friend that you'll make him run tomorrow morning. All right. Good night. Have fun making your friend run. I assume you're running also. Good luck. I'm not making a lot of progress here. He will suffer, don't worry. Make him suffer, yes. Make him run 10 kilometers. And trained. Yeah. Go for it. Look at this 5 over here. It's already done. Staring me in the face. Before that one is definitely looking at that. Sure, Tristan, I'll be there. See you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, man. Means a lot. Have a good run. So my hot take on the AI debate for artists is that I honestly really don't care much how they solve the thing that they're trying to solve. I just hope the end product gets better for it at the end. And I fear that that's not gonna happen. I fear that tool is gonna get worse. Like Tristan said, like there's gonna be a lot of garbage data now that the AI is also being trained on. So then we need an AI to filter out such content. There's gonna be websites made that are specially made for AI to prompt. And then the AI needs to, take that into account, because those websites are not humanly readable. Yeah, exactly. If AI failing AI, then you need like AI detection tools to see if something was made by AI or not. And then you get this AI anti-detection tool. And so on and so forth. And I think it's gonna be really exhausting. And it's going to sap all of the fun out of it. But hey, call me a cynic. Yeah, exactly. I mean, imagine what all of the post offices thought about the internet. Like, people are gonna stop sending mail because now they've got email. They don't need us anymore. And true, posting like letters truly has gone almost to a halt, but it didn't go away truly. It just shook it up. Now it's mostly packages. Not sure if I agree with that though, Rupert. Like the way they've been putting it in a lot of stuff like operating systems, Microsoft is spearheading this new Microsoft update, which scares the living shit out of me. Apple released its Apple Intelligence. I think we're far from it being over yet, though. Although the technology itself might be reaching saturation. You know, the things you can do with a large language model is only so many things. Because in the end, it's not true artificial intelligence. That's a good one. You'll probably need AI to filter out AI generated stuff. That's probably the way it's gonna work. Fun side about that is that the AI is gonna be probably good at it. Yeah, there's the thing, like a proper AI can not really deny you such functionality in some sort of way. I mean, they might do that in the beginning, but it's only a matter of time when people find ways around it. So I can see that actually being a thing where, you know how YouTube is trying to do all they can to make you unable to skip like sponsored segments and, you know, ads, stuff like that. Well, probably an AI can get around that somehow. You adapt and overcome. It's AI trying to trick AI all the way down until the point where it doesn't make any sense anymore, when it just kind of just stops working altogether, where it takes too much processing power. Imagine just a simple problem like, what time is it? And then the AI is like, okay, so I'm gonna try and look up the time, but I'm going to try to not let the Microsoft operating system know that I'm trying to prompt the time, because then that will be some type of data point on me. So I'm gonna do this roundabout way to trick another AI into asking another PC for the time, and I'm going to ask that one about what time it truly was. And hopefully, though, don't return any garbage data. Now we're thinking with AI. Dude, imagine having like a VPN for AIs. So Microsoft can't track what prompts you used. So you kind of have like an AI that prompts a different AI to do the thing, and it loops it back to you. Complete black box. It's dystopian to think about. I actually rather not think about it at all. Those are problems for the future, my friends. Give it a couple of years. Who knows where all this stuff leads to. I liked what they did on like schools where people used to like have to like hand in these large research papers about a topic. So students used to like do that stuff themselves, like the research. Gotta type all the stuff out. Usually it takes a while for you to make something like that, and then AI came along and it made it trivial. And so kids started cheating, right? But then a lot of schools responded in a way that is quite surprising, where they changed, they just changed the assignment, where now instead of, you know, making a large document, maybe you just have a talk with the teacher. They can quiz you directly on stuff. See if you truly got it. You know, now you can make an automated letter without any flaws in it. Well, let's see if you know which, at what point in time you have to apply which type of letter. You can go one level of abstraction deeper now. I don't mind it at all. But hey, enough about AI. Our AI overlords might be listening in, judging us, making a list, checking it twice. You better be at the right side of the purge when that happens. Skynet activates. Exactly. We all love our AI overlords here. I trust them completely. Let's talk about AXOLOTLs instead. Those are some funny creatures. I actually don't have many facts about AXOLOTLs. Now I just thought they were cute. So yesterday I started adding them to the stream, and with great success, but I just now realized, like, how much do I even know about an axolotl? I could ask ChatGPT, but you know, it's kind of a weird thing to say at the moment, you know. I could ask Google, but I'd have to scroll down through all the ads to figure it out. We truly live in a dystopian future. They have a slow reaction time. Interesting. Kind of like, what are those other animals called? The ones that are, they like to hang on branches. I forgot the name. These animals are also known to be abysmally slow. A sloth. You know exactly what I was talking about. A sloth, indeed. That's what I meant. Sort of like sloths. Or is that like a fable? Is that like a myth that sloths are actually slow in reaction time? Where really, in reality, they're just very articulate about their movements. They don't want to waste any movement. Another slow thing that is cute. Do snails count? Are snails cute? I don't think snails are cute though. Maybe there's still a different factor about their cuteness. See, I think turtles are cute. They do count. Then again, all of those are not slimy. Oh, well, an axolotl is potentially a little slimy. Or I may do. I'm not even. Hold on. Where do we continue? That's actually true. They do not have slow reaction times. And a lot of them don't even move slow either. You ever seen a turtle in the water? They're quite nimble. And a lot of them can run also, but they prefer not to. But yeah, turtles can sprint. They just really prefer not to. Kind of like humans. We're not so different. Yeah, I could run to the bus every morning. I prefer not to. I mean, it's the one thing they're good at, little penguin. They snap. Alright, we've got a 9 over here, fellas. A big old 9. He will not get away. And that's the end of it. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so we're not making a lot of progress here. Also, this seems to be stuck. This seems to be stuck. I might need to do like this surrounding area first. Let's switch back to the right side. See if we can make some progress in this one, this region. See, like we've got some free stuff over here. A lot of free stuff. Let's go. I mentioned it before, but my sister owns a turtle. What's a turtle? Sounds so cruel, actually. She has a pet turtle. Its name is Shabbos, and he's the cutest turtle you'll ever see. It gets very excited every time you return from the kitchen, because he knows there's a chance you brought food for it. So he likes to swim up to the side of the aquarium, and with his little forehands likes to like tap the glass, as if trying to get our attention. Like, don't you forget about me, bro. Feed me. Turtles are the best. They are expensive though. I'm not talking about the food. Aquariums are expensive. Not only are like the aquariums themselves expensive, like the glass containers they sit in. Just always for some reason ridiculously expensive. Just a few panes of glass. Oh, sets you back a couple $100. But like the water needs to be at a specific temperature, right? So you need to heat that stuff up. It requires a lot of power, like a continuous use of electricity. Sorry, words are hard. Electricity. Never mind. I can't English anymore. Electricity. It's not hard. It's not hard. So yeah, they use a lot of electricity. Not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about owning a pet turtle. But they are expensive. just to maintain. Even worse in the cold months. Light that needs, it's true. In fact, yeah, sounds like you know about it, but yeah, the like a lot of the light bulbs you use, they are like UV lights, because turtles need like sunlight, right? When you keep them inside, you need to replace that UV energy with something. So you got these UV lights to give them, well, whatever vitamins it is they get from it. But those lights, they run out. You gotta exchange them every couple of months, maybe a few times a year. Manage making sure all that stuff was right and keep going. Yeah, like it's also a big task, like cleaning an aquarium. It's not just, you know, throwing away the water and putting a new one, because it's also you know, the bottom of the aquarium is usually filled with rocks. Those rocks have also accumulated debris, so they need to be washed, or they'll just muddy up the water as soon as you put a new one. You got these filters that continually filter out debris in the water. You gotta clean those filters out too. I'm kind of underselling it like it's a chore to own, to own a turtle. You don't do it often though. It's like I don't know, like 4 or 5 times a year. You gotta like completely replace all the water and shit. It's not that often. Will it eat a sucker fish? If you put it in there, the fish could keep the tank clean. Unsure. Like mostly turtles eat like really small sea animals, like prawns. Algae. I keep misclicking, but I actually know what I'm doing. I mean, pets come with chores always. It's just a matter of how much you are like willing to give up for them. I remember, like, I had this I don't actually own a dog, but what's it called, dog sitting. There's this dog that comes over every once in a while. We have to take care of it. And I'm reminded that every night before I go to sleep, I have to make sure that I don't go to bed right away. I have to like go downstairs, grab the belt, walk the dog, go outside, probably in the rain. I'm never gonna get a dog. I don't like this part of it. And now that I got a son, it seems like the easiest shit ever. Oh my god. Dogs are low effort. They're the easiest animal. If you mess up a dog, that's on you. Snakes, spiders. Reptiles are cool pets. I don't like spiders though. There's only one response when I see a spider. That's how do I kill this thing as efficiently as possible? Boy, do I dislike spiders. I may have seen one too many spider horror movies, but I am forever scarred by them. Bella P, welcome back. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by again. We're still at it. Talking about pets, talking about axolotls, talking about the great AI takeover. Be sure to praise our AI overlords. Make sure they know that you mean well. Corn snake is a pet goal for me. Hold up. Corn snake? Is that a thing? Ah. Jungle corn snakes. They look friendly. I'm not gonna lie, they look kind of cute. I don't mind snakes. Snakes are cool. I mean, the ones that don't bite you, they are cool. Like, as long as I know beforehand what kind of snake we're talking about, whether I gotta make sure I don't touch them or they might kill me. You know, once that initial hurdle is out of the way, snakes are pretty cool. I guess in a way the same counts for spiders. Don't worry about it, P. If the AI overlords ever come to get you, I'll put in a good word for you. A tarantula. Jesus. See, that's the kind of stuff that just ugh. Nightmare fuel. Like a spider, okay, but like a hairy spider, bro. They don't need to be hairy. They're scary enough on their own. Hairy spiders. Fluffy. Oh, you're not wrong. There's several different color modes. Ah. Interesting. They don't need fancy humidity. That's interesting. So they're like the gateway snake, so to speak. Oh. So do like snakes, do they like to be petted like a dog? Because I know like turtles don't. Well, you can pet a turtle, but like turtles don't care. How am I marking mines? What do the colors mean? So any number tells you how many wild tiles are around it, including the tile itself. It's like number 3 means 3 tiles around it. 1, 2, 3. That's kind of the gist of it. That's all there is to it. Any tile without a number is just a tile without a hint. So that means the 0s and 9s are free. 0 means no tile, 9 means all tiles. And you only know if you did it correctly once you complete an entire region. Then that region turns into, well, a picture of sorts. And it locks itself out. You can't change it anymore. Although another way to figure out if you did anything wrong is by clearly doing the wrong thing, like putting four white tiles next to a 3-1. That's clearly wrong. Hold up. One here. Yeah, the colors are like they won't show up until the game deems you worthy. Also, I've had it before, like you can complete a region and not have the color show up because there's a mistake in it. Like all of the hints seem correct. You haven't made a mistake per se, but it could still be wrong because you guessed something that would turn around later, you know. For instance, if I clear this in a way that it works by guessing, and then I cleared the region next to it after, it won't align up. So that's why it only clears it if you really did it correctly. I guess it's a good way to like slowly let you know you're on the right path. And we're adding a new thing where I every time I complete a region, I add an axolotl to the stream within the theme of that region we uncovered. Because all these axolotls need more friends. Kind of stuck in this region for a while though. Close, only 178 tiles left. Sometimes you go really fast and then sometimes you get stuck. There's just two staring me in the face there. A lot of times it's something very obvious that I'm missing. Like 3 zeros. So snakes like to cuddle. So a lot of snakes are like, they like to like strangle. Is that like, is that like play strangling? Is cuddling like their way of practicing their strangling? Kind of like how a dog likes to play by lightly biting you, kind of like slightly scratching you with his teeth, but not actually biting. Just cuddle around the neck. You know, some people like that too. Reptiles and us, not so different. I get that. And you as the owner of said snake, you can have like a nice fancy scarf. It's alive. Fair assessment, Penelope. Yes. I suppose in a way that's all they can do to express their appreciation for you. Ah, there we go. We got one here, one there. Although I kind of wanted to stay in this region, but whatever. When he was a kid, that's what had a constrictor and they had me hold it, and the constrictor almost got me because I held it wrong. Bro, that probably was scary as fuck. Did it give you like a light trauma, like a fear of snakes? Something like that would happen to me. I would just not trust snakes for the rest of my life. Oh, this one sees this, so it's like all of that. The vape did not deem you worthy. All right. My older sister, the same one who owns a pet turtle, she got bitten by a dog when she was still a child, and it's the whole reason why she has a fear of dogs. Even the cutest, smallest ones, just whenever they're in the room with her, she panics. You know, tries to like shove them away with her boot. It's kind of sad to look at, mostly for her, because she can't really control it. Like, the dogs probably don't care. They just want to play. Yeah, and that's fair. Really big dogs are just scary for being big. For me, it's certain kinds of dogs, though. I've read too many bad stories about, like, terriers and Rottweilers. You know, dangerous dogs like that. But then big dogs in general don't bother me at all. We have a big dog at work, so that's another reason to get to the office every Tuesday. I said hello to him today. Very friendly dog. Dogs really can be beautiful. So the dog that we babysit every once in a while is what do you call it? A Dachshund, a wiener dog, a Tekel, whatever it is, you name it. The long sausage-shaped dog with stubby legs. Wiener dog, yeah. I mean, some people call them a Dachshund. We call them Tekels. They go by many names. Wiener dogs are known for being quite stubborn. It's not a good dog for many people. Two of them. So one of them is here. Gotcha. I'm making some progress back in region 30. Wiener dog is a scientific classification. Now we're doing science. Really? That's the scientific name? Wiener dog? It sounds so unofficial. Like, that's just the name people gave it because they look like a wiener. In your opinion. Well, fair enough. I mean, science is a thing of the public, right? It's all peer reviewed. As long as it catches on, you can just make the definition whatever you want. There you go. Finally some good progress. See, that's not a good use of AI. That's actually a good point. Like, let AI argument for you. A lot of times when I have an opinion, although I can't quite voice why I hold this opinion. I'm like, AI, tell me why this sucks. And then usually the AI voices some key points on why that's actually true. For example, I asked AI once that why is this song Baby Shark very damaging to children? Because I thought because I found it an annoying song, and well, there you go. I got like a bullet list of 10 points why the song is actually damaging the minds of children. So there you go. Case confirmed. Didn't help me about the song not get stuck in my head though. Can't fix that with AI. Where do we go from here? 1, 2, 3, 1 here. Oh, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got him. I need a scientific paper on why wiener dogs are the cutest breed of dogs. It's probably because they think they are. Wiener dogs are self-aware enough to know they can get away with almost anything. Just gotta use those puppy eyes. Really? Hell yes for all this progress. German Shepherds. I think I know what they look like, but I'm Googling just in case. Oh, yeah, I used to have a dog like that across of my old home. They can be scary though. They can You have quite a large bark, you know. But they're kind. They're kind at heart. Kind of like most dogs, though. Most dogs are cool. Great Garlic, yes. Like if you have one of those on your side, you're good to go. Because they can scare you. They can look really aggressive if they want to. What do you think? What do you guys think about the Shiba Inu? The cute little Japanese dog. Not the Bitcoin. I'm talking about the dog. Cute and fluffy. I agree. I think they're pretty amazing. They might be a good contender of being second place. Right after Wiener Dogs. Can't beat those stubby legs. Stubby legs are the best. The faster they walk, the funnier they look. Come on, I only need this little bit. 91% done. Just gotta see the opening. So what's the worst dog breed? Like Chihuahuas? The naked ones? Yeah, there's this stereotype that sure Chihuahuas are annoying, but only second to their owners. Oh, that's not always true, but I mean, it does attract a certain type of people a lot of the times. But that counts for every dog, right? You know, people who like German Shepherds do probably like to feel protected. Stuff like that. People like Shiba Inus. They like cute things. So they're usually not like the bulkiest of men who own those dogs. There's probably some science behind that, but I'm too lazy to figure it out. So I'll just have ChatGPT figure that out for me. I think that's true for a lot of dogs. I think a lot of dogs have that, you know, innate quality to like protect their owners. It even happens with my wiener dog, even though it's not a guard dog per se. My neighbor owns this small dog. I'm not sure about the breed because I'm not very familiar with a lot of dog-related stuff, but that's an annoying dog. It always barks whenever you even walk past the house, you can hear it bark. It just presses its nose up against the glass, starts clawing at you. And then whenever the door opens and you actually come face to face, you extend your hand trying to pet them, and they just run away. They cower behind their owner. Such a weird trait. I cannot see the end, man. It's annoying when you have so many regions that are at a very high percentage done. Barking is their only defense. Nah, that's very true. When you're a small dog, you can hardly compete in a biting contest. Let's switch gears. So let's go back to I was working at this huge region yesterday. Maybe we'll get back to this one. There we go. Progress been made. Again, something that's is true for some humans as well. And now we've gone full circle. At some point the weather's gonna be nice again. Also, I bought this cooler, right, to cool down my room, so I can do more intensive games again, because my PC heats up the room quite fast when I'm playing stuff like the game of Sisyphus, or even worse, like the Tiles Principle, something else. And so I try to avoid doing anything strenuous. So I bought this cooler tower. Yeah, this a vertical fan, and it's I turn it on, it just starts making this ticking noise. This high-pitched ticking noise. Can I get a break? I can't concentrate with that ticking in the background. So I had to turn it off, and now we're back to not having a fan. Like, why not just make it work straight from the get-go? It's not that hard making a fan, right? And sure, it was a cheap fan, so you can make the argument that I should have probably invested in a proper one. But honestly though, shouldn't the project just work at a bare minimum, without the expectation of something being wrongly connected on the inside? That's fair, although imagine the actual efficiency of the fan being so low that you have to have it make a ticking noise to know that it's on. That's the future we're headed towards. Get the silent package now for $19.99. It'll remove the ticking noise. The ticking noise mute package. for just a monthly subscription. Exactly. It's a steal. Limited offer. It's free the first 3 months, though, so you can get used to it. And then when you can't miss it anymore, boom, hits you with the price. You know, they've upgraded the price for Netflix again. At least where I live. They're so sneaky about it, like, it's just 50%, 50 cents more than it previously was. And I'm like, oh, 50 cents, not that much. They've done it like 5 times over the past 2 years. Greedy bastards. I mean, Netflix is like the last subscription service I still have, because I actually do enjoy a lot of stuff that's on there. Not entirely through. I have a Crunchyroll subscription because well, probably the best way to watch any anime. Damn. Correct. I also pay for YouTube Premium because I just hate ads. And suddenly I've got many packages that I pay for. You just don't notice it. You know, as soon as you buy it, it just gets out of your way, so you won't think about it again. So you just keep on paying. It's not like every month you get like a reminder like, hey, thanks for paying $15 again for YouTube. Thanks. Welcome, Mr. Baum. How you doing? Welcome back. You've got the I got this app on my phone. It's the YouTube app, but it's not the YouTube app, if you know what I'm saying. But I use it on top of actually having YouTube Premium, though, because of the features it brings me. And I also share my premium subscription with a bunch of people. Why are you on strike against Crunchyroll? What they do this time? End up paying their content creators? That's probably it, right? What else could it be? Side tangent. Anyone who's familiar with Demon Slayer, they put that stuff on Netflix. And they're like, but we're not gonna put on the first season. Yeah, have season 2 and 3. And have us added exactly when the new season starts, so we can put on a big disclaimer, new episodes. But it's old episodes that are just newly added. Why would you ever put on half a show? And especially not the first part of it. Such a weird practice. Ruined in the Miko Expo. Now that's probably a rabbit hole I'm not ready to jump into. The Miku Expo. What does that entail? I assume like Hatsune Miku, the artist. And then she has like a tour. Maybe selling tickets through Crunchyroll. Perhaps them being priced out of the roof. And then the server's being offline at the moment when it goes live. Yeah, that sounds about Crunchyroll, is my guess, in the ballpark. Oops. I actually miscounted there. They used the screen? Wow. You gotta have the hologram experience. I actually only learned about this recently, that Miku has these shows that she does where it's like a 3D hologram. It's pretty advanced tech actually. It's the biggest craze in Japan. And they've been doing it for a long time too. It's not like very new tech either. They figured that stuff out a while ago. Although I suppose they still improve upon it. Netflix always puts a bunch of shows in like oh, that's true. So all right, so I was on this tangent about Demon Slayer, right? And so like a couple of weeks ago, they actually added the first season, like completing the collection. And so my girlfriend put it on, and we noticed there's no subtitles. Well, I don't know any Japanese, and we're not watching dubbed. It subs all the way. So we check the subs. Well, there's two options there. You can either have Japanese subtitles or French. Nah, we are not in France, okay? We do not speak French here. What are those two options? No English? Not even Dutch. Not even the language that you reside in. How can you mess up so bad, Netflix? Come on. It's so easy. Just look at what the other people do. As they always mess up releases like that. They're like, oh, we're gonna buy the rights to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the new season. And instead of making it a weekly release, they just release all the episodes in one go, so it kills the hype right from the start. Because now you can't talk about it anymore, because you don't know how much your friends have watched. So you have to wait until your friends have caught up in order for you to even talk about the show. I swear, episodic content is the way to go for that stuff. So we're all on the same page. We all know the same things. I don't know why that got popular. Binge watching a show. I mean, sure, you can get a lot of content done like that. But like, if you really want to take in a show, like, you know, have it be a social thing as well, where you can, like, every week you talk with your friends, like, you know, what do you think about the latest episode of this thing? I don't know, it can be a really fun experience. I liked that back when Attack on Titan was still airing. Like every week there was a new episode out, and you'd go to work and people will have seen it. You could talk about it, you could speculate about it. Everyone's on the same page because, you know, the one episode per week is not a big hurdle to do. Gotta get into Hatsune Miku. I love music and I've heard Milky's. See, I'm not sure about like any albums she does, but I have heard some music of Hatsune Miku, and I like what I hear. I like the upbeat songs. Although a lot of her stuff is upbeat. There's some classics. The Disappearance of Hatsune Miku. That's a classic. I'm not sure about the titles of any others, but I do know more. I'm just not that cultured on Miku stuff. Can't know everything. I can't watch weekly episodes. I get bored having to wait. Well, yeah, see, and that's the rub, right? There's other people who do like that. See, on the one hand, I can't wait until next week because I really want to know how this story continues. But I know that if it's all released in one go, I'll watch it in one go, or at least as fast as possible. And like it's like going to a fancy restaurant and then just chomping away all the food in one go. Like I enjoy it more if I take my time with it. But that's gonna be different for everyone. If you watch 7 weekly episodes a week, you don't have to. Don't even have to wait a day for a new episode. It quickly starts itself. That's fair. I don't know, I've been there was like a time last year when I watched a lot of anime. There was a lot of shows that I was following that got new seasons. And a lot of interesting new stuff. I'm one of those people who, after all these seasons, still follows My Hero Academia. I know it has fallen off. I'm too invested to stop though. I watched Dr. Stone, got a season last year, and it was probably one of the best seasons so far. Obviously last year Attack on Titan ended, which is probably the whole reason I got into anime in the first place. Oshinoko, this weird idol anime. But not an idol anime. It's weird. Weird in a very interesting way. If you know, you know. Konosuba. The funny anime. The funny isekai. That one's running right now. Or did it finish already? I think it already finished. Such a blast. can't get any progress done over here. Maybe I should check bottom. Maybe I made a mistake somewhere. That's why I'm stuck everywhere. I'm being punished. Just being punished for having made a mistake. Alright. No, there's progress to be had here. Can't put one there. Can only put one there, so it's like this. I listen to a lot of like video essays on YouTube lately during work. Just for some reason I've unlocked the skill to just always have something going on in the background and listen to it while I work. I think it's a skill I picked up from YouTube. But it gotten to the point where I get bored if I don't have anything playing while I'm still working. It's like it's almost like a curse. Imagine getting so good at multitasking that you start craving it. YouTube drama videos. Oh yeah, I've been getting into a little bit of drama lately. Not myself, in drama videos. What's this person called again? Jeez, I forgot the name. There's a girl who like stole video essays from like Netflix documentaries. Illuminati. She has a whole bunch of other problems too. That's some juicy drama right there. That drama got messy real fast. And for some reason I know all about it. Yeah, her. That reminds me, back when the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial was a big thing, I used to just follow that live while I was working. It was the most insane shit I've ever seen. And it's the most I've ever learned about the American justice system. Like how trials work, stuff like that. It was actually very educational. That's true, Pinkren. It's really messy. She sounds like a piece of work. If it's all true. And yeah, Mr. Baum, it's a lot of times once you've heard one of them, you kind of heard all of them. But that's kind of the relaxing part about it, though. The fact that they're also cookie cutter. You kind of know what to expect, so you don't need to think about it. Like I don't even take all of the stuff I hear for granted, right? It's always a lot of like video errors and misinformation going on, but it's just fun to have something on in the background. It's probably a bad habit of mine, but it's something I can't really shake, like this feeling of boredom when I'm not listening to someone yapping. Hey, maybe that's why I stream, so I can do the yapping myself. Silence the voices. Silence the voices in the background. I love the video essays that like the conspiracy ones with people who are absolutely convinced the Earth is flat, stuff like that. Some people are out there, dude. But like listening to the reasoning, you can learn about why it's flawed, and you can actually learn something from it. Let's see, is it similar to enjoy watching isekai? Like, why do so many people still want to know? Ah, well, see, here's the thing. I think isekai is indeed a very overdone genre. But there is good isekai. So not every isekai is just one guy's power fantasy trip, right? It's true. Like at some point, you've heard all of the arguments about flat Earth, and you kind of wonder, like, do these people listen to themselves? Like, this has already been decided. Sometimes I feel like I know more about their own arguments than they do, just by having listened to so many of them. And yet they're still all bullshit. I remember there was this huge influx of isekai with really long names, like what was this one called? I reincarnated into a world, but now I am a vending machine. There was this girl I have reincarnated, but I put all my stats in defense. There's more stuff like that. All of these really long titles explaining, just explaining the entire plot to you. And those are usually not the good ones. In my experience, I have actually not watched a whole lot of them. I usually let people do the recommendation for me, because I don't have the time to weed out all the bad ones. There might be good ones in them. But I definitely know there's a big audience for it. So they're probably gonna beat the horse till it dies, right? You became a flat earther for a week when you were 16. How did that feel? What convinced you? What convinced you back? Did someone call you an idiot? Oh my god. Cold out. You are cold out, my friend. That's hilarious. There comes a point in our lives when we realize you can't take anything you hear and see just at face value, because there's always people who try to take advantage of it. But it doesn't take very much thinking about the Earth to realize it's not flat. Like, disband the idea that it's round for a sec. Just it not being flat. It's such an obvious observation to make. Yeah, well, the NASA, so like the fake moon landing. So see, this is what bothers me, right? Because listen at this argument, there's probably more to it, but this is kind of what it boils down to. NASA faked the moon landing, therefore Earth is flat. Like, it does not follow at all. That does not follow. The Earth can be round, and NASA would have still faked the moon landing, for all I care. But it's arguments like that, right? The guys who argue that the Earth is flat, and they're like, you can prove it just by looking at the moon, and they're like, well, you believe in the moon? I don't believe in the moon. Can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with that. Too far gone. Bro does not believe in the moon. Now you have a whole new stuff, a whole new bunch of things to explain if you think the moon is fake. It's true, YouTube does have like this system in place, right? I mean, if you like these kind of videos, you're being served more of it. It's the good old algorithm. It's probably the reason why tomorrow I will reappear in your feeds again. So it can be a blessing and a curse. It's kind of dumb that YouTube has like a vested interest in keeping you hooked, even if it's at the expense of your brain cells and misinformation. Somewhere along the way we went wrong. But look at all this doomer talk late in the night. We should be talking about axolotls instead. Aren't they nice? Aren't they just the cutest? Making some progress again. But today's been a slow day for the game. YouTube should have a feature where you can rate videos, or there should be a website dedicated to rating YouTube videos out of 10 or 5 points. Are you simply describing the thumbs up, thumbs down system that already exists? Or do you mean actually something else? Of course, it's not like a 1 to 10 scale, but it used to be a 5-star system before it became like and dislike. I remember those days on YouTube. Who was here back when it was still 1 out of 5 stars? Am I the old one here? Y'all gonna make me feel old. Not you. I mean, like rating videos, It's kind of like reading movies, right? There's always gonna be like a video you dislike that a lot of other people like. Take Baby Shark, for example. Oh, that's a horrifying video. But it's also very liked. Now we're cooking. Twitch's community notes features. Yeah, that's the best. I think community notes is the best thing that ever happened to Twitter. Well, as a concept, it doesn't need to be a Twitter thing, right? It can just be a thing that exists globally everywhere. Like, I think YouTube videos should have community notes. Like, let every conspiracy theory misinformation video be tagged with a community note, like saying like, yo, there's like a consensus here that this video is just untrue. Keep that in mind while you watch it. It's probably an entertaining video, but know that it's all a bunch of garbage. The video can be fun and still false, right? Or like warning you about like a sponsor segment that is like an obvious scam. Like imagine someone promoting some cryptocurrency, like it's like a crypto rug pull, and then there can be community notes like, yo, confirmed rug pull, do not invest. Just watch the video, but don't invest. Don't be stupid. It's a good system. Because it's based on like a democracy vote, right? It's not like one person decides what message to put somewhere. And like one could argue that like if enough people like try to like bash a certain person, they can like make a fake community note and vote it up. But so far, I've never seen that happen being misused before. Because misuse of community notes is simply just gonna be corrected with the feature itself. It's a surprisingly good system. Yeah, I think I've seen those notices, Pinkren. I think you're right about that. They did that with back with COVID as well. Whenever there was something COVID related, they would put a banner. How to spot misinformation, stuff like that. Suppose they did the same for they do the same still for conspiracy theories. I'm fine with that. Like instead of telling the user that it's all wrong, you could at least like tell them that it's at the very least it's highly debated. It's such a crazy that that's a real sentence. Back when the flat earth thing was getting big too. That should refer to a time like 80, 90 years ago, but it's actually still happening. It's just sad. Well, Rupert, you are my favorite flat earther. Let it be known. I don't know many, but you're my favorite. Yeah, it's funny how that kind of just like if you yeah, I know, Rupert. Just kidding, just kidding. It's like how they like it's just confirmation bias for them, right? Like if you address it, put on a notice. It's like you're trying to silence us. Probably if they didn't do anything, it would be confirming it as well. See, they haven't done anything. That means it's true. It's not misinformation. Damned if you don't, damned if you do. Damn. Counter argument though. I don't think Flat Earth ruined this guy's marriage. If you let something like that ruin your marriage, it was on shaky ground to begin with. Call it a bullet dodged for the wife. It's good to show it to people before they get to the yeah, it's like a preventative measure. It's not per se to get the people who are in out of it, it's just to keep people out of it. I think that's true. Like let's say I want to buy a car. There's a dodgy website that says it for cheap. If it has a banner saying like, yo, this is a dodgy website, I'll just stay away from it. But if there's a bunch of flat earthers, I mean, believers in the product buying it, I might just buy into it as well. And then once I finally get my car, of course, it's not a perfect car. There's a lot of wrong with it, but I spent so much money on it, I'm kind of invested in. So I'm gonna tell people it's a good car anyway. Something in Europe is insane to hear from me. I don't think we have the many flat earthers here, although there is a same time. Yeah, it's not as prevalent here as far as I know. But there are still people like that. We have a politician here in the Netherlands who is like that. He did lose all of his votes after he pronounced that, though. It's not that popular of an opinion. I'm so mad at people debating him because they fuel this delusion. Yeah, it gives them a platform, right? Debating someone with such bad ideas, it's kind of a lose-lose situation. Oh shit, it's the damn Europeans. It was one of ours. We ruined America. Oh, we also ruined Europe. But you know, it's true. Like, let's say you have an obviously wrong opinion about something, so wrong and like unpopular opinion that no one else holds that belief. If you then go and debate someone on it, I mean, the worst you can do is not convince anyone. But that's already like the bare minimum you can do. There's also a chance you will convince someone, and now there's two of you. It's kind of like the downside of online debates. You can give the wrong people a platform and it'll turn more impressionable people into well, idiots, frankly. Ah, yes. I mean, it's a sad story. For sure. Probably if he had the right people around him, it wouldn't have helped. Most likely, whatever he did, whatever he posted on YouTube about it, was kind of a, you know, affirming his beliefs. Probably making him feel even more right about the thing. Now I'm thinking about the man who lost his wife to a conspiracy theory, and I'm getting all sad about it. He saw him as a fun way to win arguments and kept doing it. It's sometimes very sad to see. I can imagine. Oh, there you go. This one needs two. Could be better. I'm just glad that the flat earth stuff is actually dying down. Like, I can imagine also a lot of grifters just pushing the narrative even though they didn't believe in it themselves, just because it got them an audience. Because stuff like that is also a big problem. Especially if it leads to tragic stories like that one. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Mr. Baum. Like, let's put two hateful ideologies against each other to see which one wins. That's a pretty bad way to go about it. Because they both suck. Now it feels like one of them won. Like one of them is true. I can name names, right? I'm talking about the modern day debates. It was a channel that was pretty big on being an open mic to everyone who wanted to have a debate there. And it used to be very good. But at some point it turned into this just this shitting contest with the same people joining over and over again. Trying to prove, I don't know, why the Nazis weren't all that bad. Why the government is out to get you. Why communism is probably the best way to life. Some wacky shit like that. Why Russia probably is on the right side of history. Stuff like that. Yeah, it's spectacle, Penguin. It's mostly spectacle. And that's probably bad. Because in a debate, there doesn't really need to be a winner. Just a good conversation is worth it already. But that's not how a lot of people see it. Not gonna lie, even though it's an interesting topic, it's also kind of depressing, isn't it? The fact that the world is that way. I have never used that feature before. I think I have fear of missing out. I have big FOMO on blocking people. Like, what if at some point they do something really silly and I miss out on it? It's stupid, but my mind thinks like that. I'll probably never ban a person for that reason. For not agreeing with someone. And that's on me. That's totally on me why I am then still served bullshit. But like, what if it's really good bullshit? Like, that's terrible, right? I'm part of the problem. Where are we at, actually? We've done a whole lot of Region 31. Just for fun. Although we haven't cleared a region in a hot minute. Yeah, I miss wholesome YouTube. Maybe I can bring a little bit of wholesome YouTube back for you guys. should probably add more axolotls though. It's like we need at least 3 more until we've healed the place up. Not seeing any way to continue this region. I was just thinking about what I just said. Isn't it really weird to have fear of missing out on subjects that you actively dislike? Why is that? Like I'm slowly just hoping for that person to turn around and I'll be able to be there and say like, I told you so. This wholesome YouTube, thanks. Just trying to be as genuine as possible. If you don't believe me, I'll just keep putting on AXOLOTLS until you do. It's a foolproof plan. What a nice headspace to be in, Mr. Baum. I suppose I'm not familiar with a lot of the current songs either, but that's just a lack of interest. I mean, I've heard what makes people cheer. I'm not that interested. I'm not that impressed with current music. Although there's good music between it. I don't know. I feel like for some reason mumble rap became really popular and I feel like I'm just too old to understand it. It feels like a lot of music is just ironic now. Like, it's a terrible song, but you know, we like it ironically. We play this music because it's so bad. Trends are weird. But, you know, can't hate the game. I used to like really bad music back in high school too. For some reason, that's about the time period that dominates the charts. Now I just sound like an old man who hates on the current music. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. It's just I don't, you know, radio doesn't please me the way it used to. So I just don't turn it on. Yeah, it's like, and also like music taste changes every time as well. I used to be a very passionate listener of drum and bass music. To the point where I thought like, oh, this is my jam. Like I will never stop listening to this. And then I stopped listening to it. The trends come and go. I've been listening to a lot of like game soundtracks lately. some of the latest Zelda music. Tears of the Kingdom, very good music soundtracks. Lo-fi hip hop stuff, like kind of like what you're hearing right now. Been listening to this stuff while working. So someone asked me, like, what kind of music do you like? Like, that's a pretty broad question. It's not just one thing. It's more like a vibe. I'm looking for a certain vibe, and I'll let you know once I found it. So lately I've been using YouTube Music. Not a lot, a little, but you know, our YouTube Music, kind of like kind of the same with videos. They recommend stuff according to what you've watched. I've been discovering some gems through that system. I think YouTube is pretty good at predicting what I like. And then when I don't, I just skip. And then they know. Voila, it's that easy. I don't think YouTube Music is a nice little perk from when you get YouTube Premium. Saves you on a Spotify subscription, basically. Hey, curveball, let's talk about something completely different. I heard House of the Dragon is starting again. Anyone here watches that? You know, the Game of Thrones prequel. Does anyone follow that? I watched the first season. It was a banger. Actually, some good fucking television. It's a Game of Thrones with Doctor Who. Yes, exactly. I must say, though, he is a dang good actor. Like, you forget he's Doctor Who pretty early on. He does it so well. For a Doctor Who, he's surprisingly good at being very intimidating. I'll take it you have not watched it then. I haven't watched the new season yet. I heard there's 2 episodes out, and I only learned about that today. So I'll probably check that out tomorrow. But you know, this is not there's another reaction channel, so I'll just watch that on my own. For those who paid attention yesterday, I get immersed a lot into movies and series, stuff like that, and the attention to detail to like House of the Dragon and also Game of Thrones, you know, obviously earlier seasons. It's so well crafted. Probably watched the entire series like 3 times, and then like once again just by having like lore breakdowns and predictions, stuff like that. I like doing that stuff so much. You know, get to the point of being a fan of a show where it's like on your mind the whole day. Reaction videos come to I don't think anyone would be interested though. I missed the boat on that one. I feel like I've already watched all the reaction shows. Isn't it always the same? Everyone watches Attack on Titan, and then they watch Death Note, and then they watch Arcane. I'm already out of them. Can't react anymore. I think that's the meta. There's some extra shows thrown in between, but like those are the main ones, right? It's always the same. You haven't finished Attack on Titan. I do like, if there's one show I recommend to ever watch in your life, it's Attack on Titan. It was overhyped back in the beginning, and then it became worth all the hype. But because, you know, 3-4 years between seasons, shenanigans like that, a lot of the hype died down. But goddamn, it's good. It's the same thing in breaking down things becoming mass finesse. Yeah, well, I'm not familiar with Fishmans, but yeah, like watching like lore breakdowns. I even did that like at the peak of like the Marvel movies, right? When Endgame was a thing. That's when I got really invested into that stuff, and there was all these tiny little details you could see in the movies and things that paid off, like things that were set up in this one thing that were paid off later on. Back when Marvel was still good, basically. Oh, really? So season 3 is like it has 2 main parts to it, because it's like 24 episodes, I believe. Part 1 is where they have more like an internal conflict going on without any Titans. So a lot of people who came just for the Titans, they fell off during that section. But that section is mostly to like give a lot of answers about the mystery of the Titans, stuff like that. And then there's part 2 of season 3, which is like the latter half, which is well, without spoiling anything, it's a kind of a giant battle, a really important large battle. And So far, it's probably the strongest part of the entire series. It beats the final season even in terms of like storytelling, hype, reveals, action. It's just the cream of the crop. I rewatch just a part of that sometimes just to get my little dopamine fix. There's this website that ranks all of the top episodes of an anime, right? Like across like all animes, like One Piece, Naruto, but also like Attack on Titan. And then at the very top, like claiming like the first 5 spots, 3 of them is like episodes from that arc of Attack on Titan. It's just that good. But I don't want this to be like one giant hype party for Attack on Titan. You'll be the judge of it. If you ever get back to it, I just really recommend it. It's probably the strongest Attack on Titan or any medium so far has ever been in terms of storytelling. I have not seen better so far. And I do consume a lot. Yeah, it's very common actually. It's very common because the beginning of season 3 has probably the slowest pacing of the entire anime. There's not a lot of Titans. Well, I think there's absolutely 0 Titans apart from the very end of it. And if that's why you watch the show, well, then you'll be disappointed. If you watch for the mystery, then it's probably one of the most interesting seasons. But I can totally see why people stop watching there. You should probably skip. You should just jump in at episode 12 or 13, you know, mid-season. You'll be rewarded with just non-stop Titan action. Don't actually do that though. Well, Mr. Baum, glad I could. Full disclosure, I am a fan. I will forever stand Attack on Titan. There was a lot of memeing going on around the ending of it because right after season 3, they didn't call it season 4 anymore. They called it the final season. This was like 6 years ago, and it only ended last year. So the final season actually is released in like three parts. So there's like final season part 1, which is like 12 episodes. Final season part 2, another 12 episodes. Then comes final season, the final chapters part 1, which is a movie length which is a movie length episode, which is the beginning of the end, which is followed by the final season, the final chapters part 2, which is the final episode. It's pretty crazy. Don't worry, Google has your back on that one. But the fact that they named it the final chapter like 5-6 years ago is pretty much laughable. There was so much still to adapt. That title was a meme to death. You just play the Attack on Titan game. Or do an RP about it. I mean, it's such an interesting setting to roleplay in. Being locked in between 3 giant circular walls. The only thing keeping you safe from the Titans outside. It's such a... because you're now also like cut off from the rest of the world, right? It's such an interesting premise. If I could only recommend one film or show to someone, it would be Fishman Otokotachi no Wakare Billets. Well, that's a long name. Hold on. Let me put that in the old Google machine. Fishman Otoko. Why is it not auto-completing? Oh, it's not Fishman's. There we go. It's actually... oh, so that's a date. Wait, so this... it looks like a music video. Is it actually film? Not right now, though. Interesting. Is it like a story and music, something like that? What's it about? Without, you know, ruining the surprise, maybe. I mean, such a glowing recommendation. Now you have my curiosity. But it's a live show, a live music show. Although, that does work. I know of such projects. I need to reset my my progress here. I need to work at something where I can make some headway, or I'll go insane. Right there. At a random spot. Alright, not there. We'll do this one. It's just a live show, but it counts as a film, so I'd recommend it. I suppose it's not for everyone. Interesting. Well, I will check it out. Do I need to watch it? Like, could I put it on as like a listening thing? Or should I probably watch it? Nothing tangible here either. It reminds me of this one audio play. It's like an album. It's called War of the Worlds. It's basically like it's just a set of numbers, but it tells a story about, well, Earth being invaded by aliens from Mars. It's a weird hybrid between storytelling, almost like it's a play, and really like epic sounding music. It's kind of a, yeah, it's just a cool experience. Also, Liam Neeson does the voice of the narrator, which is just A tier voice work. Liam Neeson, the one and only. Full videos uncut with a small speech by the main singer. Oh, okay. I'll make sure to check it out. Least I can do. I'm almost looking for a nice new experience. I remember this other show I watched. It wasn't much of a show. It was also musical, but also not. It was on Netflix. It was this guy, Bo Burnham. He made this Netflix special completely inside the confines of a room. So the entire thing is produced and filmed within that room. That was kind of during COVID when he made this thing. You know, when everyone was locked inside. You know, there's some funny songs in there, and they slowly, progressively get more introspective, and they get a little bit more depressing, and kind of what you expect, like when you lock yourself in a room for a year. That's about what you'd expect. So you see this slow, gradual descent. This man who made this happy, hopeful song at the beginning, like, we're gonna fucking do this. Yeah, that's the one, Bo Burnham with Inside. And then slowly it devolves into his descent into madness, as he can't really deal with being locked up inside anymore. It's a really cool piece. Very much A tier, and also very musically. He has a great singing voice. All Eyes on Me, yeah, that one hit deep. I also liked Welcome to the Internet. Thought that one was hilarious. All Eyes on Me is probably like the finale almost of the movie. I don't know. I listened to that like on album. So there's this extra bit, right? Like a year later, he released another video that was almost equal in length. Called it the Inside Outtakes, and it ends with this song about a chicken who crosses the road. It's basically a giant "why did the chicken cross the road" joke, but it's probably the most heartfelt and gut-wrenching song I've ever heard. Also, just beautiful singing voice all throughout. Yeah, that's a glowing recommendation for me. I do wish Bo Burnham does more stuff, but his stuff kind of doesn't lend to being, you know, I'd say mass-produced, if that's the right word. I think he takes a whole lot of time to produce even just a single piece of content. And it's always so good. It's like every once in a while he releases something. You already know it's good. You already know it's gonna be worth the wait. And now we might see like 10 years of nothing until he just randomly decides to show up again and drop another banger. All Eyes on Me. That one was actually about. I think you referred like a previous show there, where he had a panic attack on stage. It's pretty insane if you can like then turn that into something, I don't know, like a song. It just feels so like real when he does stuff like, even though like parts of it is definitely a character, it just feels so goddamn real. One here, two there. So why did the chicken cross the road? Man, it's late already. Have I really been at it for 3 hours again? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're all the way up to 36%. Where do we start at today anyways? I think I put it in the thumbnail. I forgot. Let me check the numbers. How was that? Wait, I'm not seeing it. Where did I start today? Oh, there we go. I was at 31%. We've climbed 5% in 3 hours. That's not a lot. We did so much stuff and yet only uncovered one new graphic. This was not the most productive night, that's for sure. But it was cozy. It was cozy. Yeah, a good place to stop it. I'll put my new friend in the middle here. He blesses all of your wealth. May you obtain wealth and happiness through the power of my accountant here, my accountant AXOLOTL. He takes care of the bag. Don't worry about it. Everyone, thanks for watching. It was quite cozy. Had a nice little chat. I don't think there were many silences in there. I think I talked a whole bunch. So that was really really cozy. Thanks for all the coziness, chat. You're a wholesome bunch, and I appreciate that. See you all next time, and well, I'm really bad at exits.